The night was calm, but something felt off. A group of fishermen sat in their boat, lines cast into the still water. The moonlight shimmered, but their focus shifted. They noticed ripples forming near the boat. Oddly, these ripples didn't move outward. They headed straight toward them. Confusion spread among the friends. "What's causing that?" one asked. They scanned the water, but all they saw was darkness. As the ripples grew closer, unease settled in. "Maybe it's a fish," another suggested, but deep down they all felt it. Something wasn't right. The ripples intensified, twisting and swirling like something alive. A chilling breeze swept across the water, making the hairs on their arms stand up. One of them leaned over, peering into the depths. "Can you see anything?" he called. Suddenly, a shadow appeared beneath the surface, moving fast. Panic surged. "Get the lines in!" someone shouted, but it was too late. The shadow surged upward, breaking the surface with a violent splash. The fishermen stumbled back, hearts racing. A haunting figure emerged, its eyes glowing with a strange light. The ripples stopped, but the eerie silence that followed felt suffocating. With a chilling realization, they understood. Whatever was in the water was not just a fish. The night fishermen knew they had to leave. Fast. What did they encounter that night? Some mysteries are best left unsolved. Follow for more spine-tingling tales. Have you ever stumbled across something that made your heart race? In the dense woods, a hiker discovered an old trail marker. Its surface was worn and weathered, but what caught his eye were the names carved into the wood. They looked ancient, faded, yet strangely familiar. One name stood out, his own. Confusion washed over him. How could his name be here? He hadn't been on this trail before. He stepped closer, tracing the letters with his fingers. Each name seemed to tell a story, whispering secrets of the past. As he examined the marker, he noticed something unsettling. The last date carved was only a week prior. Who had come here before him? A chill ran down his spine. The forest felt alive, watching him. He looked around, feeling the weight of unseen eyes. The trees loomed overhead, casting eerie shadows. Each rustle of leaves made him jump. Desperate to leave, he turned back, but the path seemed different. The way he'd come felt obscured, twisted. Panic set in. Was he lost? In his haste, he glanced back at the marker one last time. The names seemed to shift, the letters rearranging. He blinked, and they changed. In that moment, he realized he wasn't just a visitor. He was part of the story now. This old marker held more than names. It held fate. Curious? Follow for more eerie tales. What haunts the woods at dusk? In a quiet town, children gathered at dusk, eyes wide with fear and excitement. They whispered about the faceless figure that roamed between the trees. No one knew its origin, but the stories spread like wildfire. They described a tall silhouette gliding silently. The only sound, a faint, eerie whistle that echoed through the branches. Parents dismissed the tales as mere imagination, but the children were convinced. One evening, a brave group of kids decided to uncover the truth. Armed with flashlights, they ventured into the forest as the sun dipped below the horizon. Shadows danced around them, and the air grew thick with suspense. Suddenly, they heard it, a soft whistle. Barely perceptible, the sound sent chills down their spines. They froze, hearts racing, scanning the trees. Then, through the underbrush, they spotted movement. A dark shape flickered between the trunks. It was tall, unnaturally still, and utterly featureless. Their breaths hitched as the whistle grew louder, wrapping around them like a cold embrace. Panicking, they turned and ran, the sound trailing behind them. They burst into the safety of their homes, but the whisper of the faceless figure lingered in their minds. Now, each dusk, they warn others to stay away. The forest holds secrets, and some shadows are best left undisturbed. What do you think? Do you hear the whistle? Follow for more chilling tales. The road stretched endlessly, and the night was thick with fog. John was lost. The GPS had failed him, and he was on unfamiliar back roads. Every turn felt wrong, but he kept driving, hoping to find a way out. Then he saw her, a hitchhiker standing under a flickering streetlight, her thumb outstretched. He passed her, hesitating for a moment, but drove on. Minutes later, he took another turn. The same streetlight glowed ahead, and there she was again. Confused, he pulled over. "Need a ride?" he asked. She smiled, but he felt a chill. "No, thank you," she replied softly. He drove off, trying to shake off the unease, but every turn led him back to her. Each time, she stood there waiting, her smile growing wider, almost sinister. Panic set in. Was he going in circles? He turned sharply, but the road felt alive, twisting like a serpent. He glanced in his rearview mirror. The hitchhiker was now right behind him, walking at an unnatural speed. Heart racing, he pressed the gas. The headlights barely pierced the fog. Suddenly, he was back at the streetlight. No escape. The hitchhiker stepped forward, her face illuminated. "You can't leave," she whispered. John's breath caught in his throat as the realization hit. The road was a trap, and he was its prey. Follow for more eerie tales. Have you ever explored a cave and found something chilling? Two friends, Jake and Mia, decided to venture into the dark depths of Whispering Cave. The entrance loomed large, its shadows beckoning them in. They switched on their flashlights and stepped inside, excitement bubbling between them. As they wandered deeper, a strange feeling gripped the air. The walls glistened with moisture, and the silence was deafening. Suddenly, Mia spotted something unusual. Claw marks were carved deep into the stone, jagged and ominous. "What do you think did this?" she whispered, her voice trembling. Jake shrugged, but curiosity pushed them forward. They followed the marks, which led them deeper into the cave. The deeper they went, the more the air thickened, heavy with an unshakable dread. They stumbled upon a narrow passage, the claw marks growing more intense. They felt the temperature drop sharply. Mia shivered. Maybe we should turn back, but Jake urged her on, driven by the thrill of discovery. They reached a cavern lit by an eerie glow, revealing ancient carvings and strange symbols. The claw marks continued, spiraling around the walls. Suddenly, a low growl echoed through the chamber. Their hearts raced. They spun around, but the darkness swallowed their view. With panic rising, they turned to escape. The cave felt alive, the claw marks almost pulsating. They ran, desperate to reach the entrance. What haunted the depths of Whispering Cave? Some mysteries are best left unsolved. Follow for more creepy tales. The woods whisper secrets. One night, a seasoned hunter named Tom ventured deep into the forest. He was tracking deer, but the air felt heavy. Shadows danced between the trees. Suddenly, he spotted them, glowing eyes piercing and unblinking, watching from the tree line. His heart raced. Were they just a trick of the light? He raised his flashlight, beams cutting through the darkness, but as he shone it toward the eyes, they vanished. Silence enveloped him. Tom shook it off. Just his imagination, right? But when he turned to continue, a chill ran down his spine. The eyes had reappeared, closer this time, just beyond the reach of his light. Panic clawed at him. He took a step back and shone the flashlight again. Nothing, just trees and shadows. But as he lowered the beam, there they were again, closer still, glimmering with an eerie intensity. His instincts screamed to run. He turned on his heel, racing deeper into the woods, but with every step he felt the eyes follow him. The brush crackled, and the air turned cold. Finally, he burst from the trees into the moonlight. He spun around, breathless. The woods were still, no eyes, no noise. Tom vowed never to return, haunted by the thought of what lurked in the darkness. Curiosity can lead to fear. Follow for more chilling tales. What if I told you there's a town that doesn't exist? Nestled in the heart of nowhere, an abandoned town waits. It appears on no maps. Locals whisper about it, but few dare to venture close. As night falls, the eerie silence thickens, broken only by the soft flicker of street lamps. They light up one by one, as if anticipating a visitor. The first person to stumble upon this ghost town was a curious traveler. He spotted the flickering lights from a distance and felt drawn in. As he stepped onto the cracked pavement, a chill ran down his spine. The air felt charged, heavy with unspoken tales. He wandered through empty streets lined with rotting houses and rusted cars. Each lamp cast a glow that seemed almost welcoming, yet unsettling. Shadows danced along the walls, reflecting memories of lives once lived. Suddenly, he heard a whispering breeze. It sounded like laughter echoing from the darkened windows. Heart racing, he turned, but no one was there. The flickering lights grew brighter, casting long shadows that stretched toward him, as if beckoning him to stay. Just before he left, he noticed a signpost. It read, "Welcome home." He ran. The lamps flickered off as he escaped, plunging the town back into darkness. To this day, no one knows where the town is, but if you see flickering lights in the distance, maybe it's time to turn back. Follow for more eerie stories. Have you ever hiked at night? It's thrilling until something follows you. A group of friends set out for a late-night hike under the full moon. The air was crisp and the woods were alive with sounds. They laughed, their flashlights dancing on the trees. Suddenly, they heard a wolf howl. It echoed through the darkness, sending chills down their spines. They shrugged it off, thinking it was just nature. But as they walked, they noticed something strange. Every time their feet hit the ground, the howl followed, perfectly in sync. 1 step, 1 howl, 2 steps, 2 howls. Unease settled in. They quickened their pace, hoping to escape the eerie sound, but the howling grew louder, matching their speed. Panic set in. Was it one wolf or a pack? They turned to each other, eyes wide, breaths quickening. "Did you hear that?" one friend whispered. They all nodded. The howl, once distant, now felt like it was right behind them. They broke into a sprint, hearts racing. The howling chased them through the trees, a haunting melody that echoed in their minds. Finally, they burst into a clearing, breathless and terrified. But the howling stopped. Silence enveloped them. They looked around, realizing they were completely alone. What had been chasing them? Sometimes the night hides more than you think. Follow for more chilling tales.